from K-Smell Records, in tandem with Pure Sales, largely because the company president got majorly drunk one night and bought the rights, we're forced to present another round of the 70s greatest hits, to our bank account that is. Yes, it's 22 molten hits of the 70s. Shake your groove thing to hot jams like Fly Away by John Owora. Also featuring such time tunes like Cheeseburger in Paradise by Jimmy Buffett, Creakin' Blues by Steely Dan, Stuck in the Middle with Lou by Steelers Feel, and of course great feel-good tunes like The Morning After by George McGovern.
There's got to be a morning after.
Contemplate your stupid life choices to Have You Never Seen My Brain by Creedence Cloudwater Condemned. Reminisce about your first case of gonorrhea to Make It With You by Dread.
I wanna make it with you.
Yes, that's right. 24 classic tracks mercilessly jammed onto a single Squeeze to Hell LP. Run, don't walk away from classics like Tired of Being a Clone by All Green. Remember, this is a once-in-a-lifetime offer that comes around about twice a year, so you don't forget, order after midnight so you can't hate yourself in the morning. Send check or money order to order 22 molten hits of the 70s, rush $29.95 for LP or $49.95 for quadruple 8-track set to 22 molten hits, 187 West Wacker Drive, beautiful downtown Aurora, Colorado, 90125. Offer limited, order today. And for fastest delivery, write "not a bill" on the envelope.
Everything is beautiful in its own way. Like a starry summer night or snow-covered winter's day. Sing the song now.
And welcome to the Oddity Archive, the show that scratches, skips, and warps its way into your heart. Sucker. Anyway, the old pile of records just outside the shot here has once again crossed OSHA's safety hazard threshold, so you know what that means, right? It's Record Ripoffs Day again. Now, if you're into the current breed of Pop-Tarts, it won't be the crappy covers that'll get to you here, but I think the distinct and utter lack of skimpy outfits and auto-tune ought to drive you right over the cliff. And that's exactly why I keep making these episodes.
The raindrops keep falling on my head.
Here they are, 18 golden hits of 1970. The songs that sold over 1 million records. Songs you put at the top of the charts.
Well, it's only taken 3 installments of record ripoffs to get our hands on some titles from the 18 Golden Hits series, including this one, and this one presumably being the first. This series was issued by QMO Sales, based out of Mineola, New York. Like TEJ Records, see previous installments of this series, I've been unable to figure out what this company's presumptive acronym is. Given this label's penchant for rush-releasing albums as quickly as possible to cash in on the often short-term success of all too many of these songs, my guess would be, quick, missing opportunities! Or more likely, quickly molding oldies.
18 golden hits by the original sound effects who have sold 750,000 albums worldwide. Here's an exciting blend of today's music. Listen to...
Anyway, QMO soon expanded their release schedule to include mid and late year compilations, because, you know, their annual 18 Golden Hits series wasn't selling so well. And speaking of the 18 Golden Hits series, QMO kept going with their so hotly awaited annual summary albums through 1978, by which point they'd upped the track count to 22. The last of QMO, by this point based out of Florida, that I've been able to find, is by way of a rather desperate-sounding ad taken out in the back pages of the March 10th, 1979 issue of Billboard magazine. I have 3 QMO titles, and this is, of course, the one seen in the first ad that you just saw part of. And my initial thought was that QMO was going to do some serious groove cramming to try and jam a whole bunch of songs on a single LP. I was giving QMO way too much credit. No, what they did was they seriously chopped a lot of the songs. And sometimes it gets a little extreme. One example being there's a rendition on here of the song Snowbird, originally by Anne Murray, and they give up on that during the first chorus, meaning that the entire thing clocks in at a whopping 1 minute and 15 seconds.
Spread your tiny wings and fly away, and take the snow back with you where it came from on that day. The one I love forever is untrue, and if I could, you know that I would fly.
Admittedly, no big loss, but anyway, in case you were too dense to smell a rat during the commercial, reading the back cover of this thing should make things crystal clear, and I'll let you take a little longer look at that in just a second here. But whenever they mention something in the little testimonial here, a song, that is, they don't mention the original artists tied to it, but they do mention the songwriters, which is a little suspicious, but with 40 plus years of hindsight, at times it can actually be kinda unintentionally hilarious.
And pain is all around like a bridge over troubled water. I will lay me down.
Now, I actually have 2 installments of the 18 Golden Hits series, and this is the 1971 edition, in case you couldn't tell. And this was actually donated to us by one of our viewers, and he warned me before sending me this thing that this is a bit warped. And I don't mean just the music, but the vinyl itself is warped. And to the point where actually the first 3 cuts or so on each side are unplayable. Which actually wound up being kind of a blessing in disguise because it got some of the extra crappy songs out of the way a hell of a lot quicker. And for the record, I generally like, if not love, Paul Revere and the Raiders, but that song really sucks. Anyway, by this point, QMO had started listing the artist on their releases, and I don't know if the camera will pick this up, it's kind of small, but at the bottom it says by the sound effects. And they used this name on just about all of their releases from this album on. And the back cover of this thing actually comes with a little unintentional bit of free history. Now, I don't know if the camera's going to pick this up, but someone actually scribbled on the top of it when and how they purchased this thing. Because I guess the day they first heard this, they considered it to be such a black letter day that it deserved noting. Anyway, I'll give QMO this much. It was awfully progressive of them to have a woman sing "Go Away, Little Girl."
Go away, little girl. I'm not supposed to be alone with you. I know that your lips are sweet, but our lips must never meet.
And the last QMO title I own is this one. This is called Autumn 73. And it doesn't list if it's 1873 or 1973, but anyway, this must have been a pretty big budget release for QMO because not only does it have 20 songs on it, but it has 20 songs spread out over 2 whole discs, meaning that there's more time for uncut versions of such classics as
I'm in a playground in my mind where the children laugh and the children play, and we sing a song all day. My name is Michael, I've got a nickel, shiny and new. I'm gonna buy you all kinds of candy.
We've got some definite repeat offenders here today, and if you remember in the past, I've discussed an entity known as the Fantastic Fs, or as I've come to dub them, the Fantastic Fails. Now, I've come across 3 more of their releases, and this first one is called Convoy. Guess what trend they were trying to cash in on? And a nice flimsy TEJ style sleeve to boot. And this supposedly came out in 1975, but I kind of have my doubts because a decent amount of the songs on here didn't become hits until right at the end of 1975, if not didn't become hits until after the new year, and there's actually a couple songs on here that never cracked the top 40 at all. Now, like the 18 Golden Hits series, there are a lot of songs jammed onto a single LP. In this case, we have 20 songs. But unlike that series, the songs here are attempted in their relative entirety, meaning that this one disc, clocks in at 61 minutes and change, which means a whole lot less volume and a whole lot more room for crackle and pop and various other artifacts.
Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know?
Now, these 2 albums should look somewhat familiar to those who have followed the record Ripoffs series to this point, and we're talking about the Super Hit series from the Fantastic Fs. And indeed, if you remember, they like to affix cute band names to their releases. So, in the past we've discussed the Pierced Arrows and the Sweet Nickels. Well, this time out, we're dealing with specifically the Playbacks, as in why the hell would we want to listen back to what we've done, and perhaps more frighteningly, the World Wars. Because I guess they were trying to start World War III with bad covers or something? I don't know. And like the previous installment we've discussed of this, some of the songs just weren't quite hits. So this time out, between the 2 albums here, we've got renditions of Showbiz Kids by Steely Dan, You Light Up My Life by Carole King, not to be confused with the later Debbie Boone song, and The River of Love by B.W. Stevenson. All of which charted, but none of which got anywhere near the top 40. And one more point on these discs, again, if you remember, the last time out, the one we discussed was just pressed on the absolute cheapest vinyl you could imagine. I'm pleased to report that these were pressed on much better vinyl stock, but unfortunately, the mastering is even worse. To the point where, specifically this album, when I put it on my turntable and I had my headphones on, I freaked a little, cause I thought my turntable was shorting out on me.
Looked at my watch and it was almost 4. You know she turned me around and made me do it some more. And we're reeling, and rolling and rocking.
And we've got one more repeat offender to talk about here today, and Kingsroad Strikes Again. Officially, the name of this album is A Million or More in 74. And I will hand Kingsroad this much. This absolutely blows away Super Hits Volume 9, not to be confused with the Fantastic Fs series, but they actually did a mostly decent job on this one, but it's not without its quirks. And the most notable one is the version of the song The Show Must Go On here, a song we've discussed before, and that here in the States was made a hit by the group Three Dog Night. And the version on here, this is an American disc made for American consumption, but the version of The Show Must Go On here is actually based on the original one by Leo Sayer, which failed to chart on this side of the Atlantic, and the album it was off of failed to chart as well. Go figure.
Wasting so much time walking on the wire. Yeah, but I won't let the show go on.
It's no big secret that when I do a music-related episode of Archive, I like to devote about half the episode to just general commonalities amongst whatever batch of titles I've discussed on a given day. And so with that in mind, let's just dive right in. And indeed, I have a question for you. You feeling horny? Actually, let me rephrase that. This next batch of songs feature some horn sections that are a little...
Whoa, Julie, 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 do you love me? Julie, 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 do you care? Julie, Julie, are you thinking of me? Julie, Julie, will you still be there?
Rolling on the river. Looking for a job in the city. I'm working for the man every night and day. But I never lost 1 minute of sleep, and I was worried about the way things might have been. This wheel keep on turning, round Mary keep on
The stars won't come out if they know that you're about. Whoa, Candida, just take my hand and I'll lead you. I promise life will be sweeter, and it says so in my dream.
As you know, some bands and artists just got talent and chops to burn, and I'm sure that these sorts are just the absolute bane of the sound-alike performer's existence. Unsurprisingly, sometimes the sound-alike performers just can't quite figure out how a song goes, and they'll render the thing unrecognizable, especially during the intros. So, with that in mind, what I'd like to do here is play a few rounds of Name That Tune. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to let the sound-alike cover intro play, then I'll pause it for a few seconds so you can take a guess, and then I'll let it start up with often the quite famous first few lines of whatever song. And, I wouldn't even bother with the pencil and paper for this one, just go along for the ride.
Goodbye to you, my trusted friend. We've known each other since we were 9 or 10. Together we've climbed hills and trees.
Wash away my troubles, wash away my pain with the rain, Shambhala. Wash away my sorrows, wash away my shame with the rain in Shambhala.
Wake up, Maggie, I think I got something to say to you. Well, it's late September and I really should be back at school.
It seems like the two biggest commonalities amongst almost all music-related archive episodes, past, present, and future, would have to be bad vocals and wrong lyrics. And, dear God, do we have a bumper crop of both this time out.
Admiral Halsey notified me he'd have to have a berth or he couldn't get to sea. I had another look and I had a cup of tea and a butter pie. A butter pie? The butter wouldn't melt, so I put it in the pie, all right.
Mama put my guns back in the ground. I can't shoot them anymore. Feel I'm knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door.
Are you reeling in the years? Stowing away the time? Are you gathering up the tears? Have you had enough of mine?
You've been telling me you're a genius since you were 17. And all the time I've known you, I still don't know what you mean. The weekend in the college didn't turn out like you planned.
She was black as a night. Louis was whiter than white. Danger, danger when you taste brown sugar. Louis fell in love overnight. Louis, 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 Louis. Louis, 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 Louis. Louis, 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 Louis. Louis, Louis, you're gonna cry. I believe in miracles. Where you from? You sexy thing. Sexy thing. I believe in miracles. Since you came along, you sexy thing.
Whisper words
voice of wisdom, let it be. When a broken-hearted people living in the world of dreams, there will be an answer, let it be. But though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see.
Virgil Kane is my name, and I drove on the bandit train till so much cavalry came and tore up the tracks again. In the winter of '65, we were hungry, just barely alive. I took the train to Richmond, La Belle. It was a time I remember oh so well. The night they drove old Dixie down, and all the bells.
Daniel, my brother, you are older than me. Do you still feel you've seen more than I? Just though you're a star, you fell from the sky.
Baby, although I chose this lonely life, it seems to strangle me now. All the white men, big cigars against the door, they're all laughing at me now. Oh, I've been used. Baby, there's an enormous crowd of people and they're all laughing at me now. I wish maybe they'd tear down the walls of this theater and let me out, let me
Something to wrong to right. I've been waiting so long to be here. Baby, oh, I wanna be with you so bad. I wanna be with you. Oh, baby, I wanna be with you. Oh, yeah.
watch the whiskey in your water, the sugar in your tea. What's all these crazy questions you're asking me? This the craziest party there could ever be. Don't turn on the lights, cause I don't wanna see. Mama told me not to come. It's cold, the rain is hot, I know. Didn't I pray for it all my time? Till forever comes and goes, with the surface fast and slow. I know. I wanna know, have you ever seen the rain coming down a sunny day?
I have 3 words for you. Rock and roll!
American woman, stay away from me. American
As in previous installments of Record Ripoffs, sometimes I come across a pair of albums that cover the exact same time period, meaning a certain degree of overlap between the two. Now, this time out, it's Super Hits Volume 24 from the Fantastic Fs, and Autumn 73 from the Sound Effects, or QMO Sales, or whatever. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to play some A-B comparisons of a few of the songs, and I'm going to let you dictate which version of each reigns supreme. Happy birthday.
Sweet Maria, the sunlight surely hurts my eyes. Oh, I'm a lonely dreamer, lonely highway in disguise.
Gypsy Rose. Here's a picture when she was my sweet Mary Jo. Now she's got rings on her fingers and bells on her toes. Say, has anybody seen my sweet Gypsy Rose?
There's got to be a morning after if we can hold on through the night. We have a chance to find the sunshine. Let's keep on looking for the light. Oh, can't you see the morning after?
Yeah, baby, won't you come and take me? Oh, here I am, baby. Won't you come and take me by the hand? Oh, squeeze me. Here I am, baby. It always ends up this way.
Well, that's it for today's archive. Join us next time when I go to an amusement park, inadvertently eat a funnel cake laced with some sort of hallucinogen, then try to ride the roller coaster of love. Say what?